Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 1, Episode 11. I don't know if maybe I'm just kind of annoyed with the Housewives as a whole, because after watching Bling Empire, I'm just like, all these Housewives girls are they're just not giving what they say they're supposed to give. Shout out to Rolling Ray. No, but in all seriousness though, with Bling Empire, these are people with true wealth, okay? Like they have money that can't be spent in one lifetime. So then coming back to these housewives where 85% of these ladies are faking for the cameras, it's kind of like, well, girl, I guess. But without further ado, let's just get on into it. We start this episode off with Miss Whitney. It is nighttime. She has her brother over, and we find out that she's trying to have a family dinner with her dad, her brother, and her sister. Whitney lets us know that her family was not a traditional Mormon family. Both of her parents have been married and divorced quite a few times. I don't think that all of the kids have the same set of parents either. Whitney said that a few episodes ago too, if I recall. Whitney also lets us know that her siblings have not seen their father, I think she said in like 10 years. And so the relationship that they have with the dad is kind of strained. And Whitney has let us know in many episodes that she's really been the only child who has kept in touch with her dad and taking care of him financially as well. Sister comes over, the dad comes over. We see the dad, having a warm embrace with Whitney's other siblings. He's happy to see all of his kids. They sit down, start eating, and Whitney's dad is just letting everybody know that he is making some progress in the sober living house. He was talking about how he got up to speak in front of all the other residents in the sober living house. And I guess one of them told him to look at his recovery as a good thing, because now the recovery has allowed him to get back in touch with his kids, and so how he should be happy and grateful for that. The kids are sitting there agreeing with him. They're just listening to him, honestly. It was sort of like I don't want to say an awkward dinner, but it kind of felt a little bit tense. You can kind of tell that there are some hurt feelings on Whitney's siblings, and the brother seems kind of sad and upset. The sister was just like emotional. She was just saying that she misses their family and she has some very happy childhood memories. And so the dad's just agreeing with them and he's happy to see them. The scene ends with them all laughing and joking at the table. I hope that they're all able to mend ways. I really do hope that Whitney's father is able to keep on the straight and narrow with his recovery. So we move on to the next scene, and it is Miss Jen, Coach Shah, and Heather. We find out that Coach Shah has set Miss Heather up on a blind date with one of his best friends, and they call Sharif's friend Big Daddy. Heather is excited. Big Daddy shows up, and Heather is like, he's checking off all the boxes. He's tall, dark, handsome, and he's alive. And I was just cracking up because I said, Heather is always on the hunt for a man child. So Big Daddy sits down, and you think that the date was going to go pretty well, but it went completely left. He was a complete bore, and he was weird. Like, he kept making a big fuss that there was a carrot in his drink, and Heather was kind of like turned off. She was just like, here's this big dude, and he's drinking like a Shirley Temple. Like, she thought he was going to drink. Because, Heather likes to throw a few back, and I do too. But I digress. So Heather's asking him what he does for a living. I think he was a coach as well. He works out in Pennsylvania. But baby, he kept going on and on and on and on. And Heather even said on Watch What Happens Live that the date was actually like worse than what we saw on TV. She was like, oh my gosh, like he would not stop talking. The date felt like it went on for hours and hours on end. And needless to say, there's no chemistry or love connection between Big Daddy and Heather. Towards the end of the dinner, Sharif talks about how they're going to go salsa dancing, and Heather's like, count me out. I am nobody's dancer. Somebody call me a car so I can get back home. And Sharif and his friend go out. I think they went to the bar, or maybe they went out to get Heather like a car. I don't know. But it's just Heather and Jen at the table now, and Heather's kind of like, thank you so much for trying, sis, but I don't think I'll be asking you to hook me up with any more people. Like, I just don't see it between me and Big Daddy. And it was funny because on Twitter, I guess Jen was in her feelings because Jen was upset that Heather didn't like the date. And it's like, how are you mad at Heather because she didn't like your husband's friend that y'all tried to set her up with? Jen just be doing way too much. That's just the period, point, and the blank of the matter. She just does way too much. That's nothing to get in your feelings about because your friend didn't like the person that you tried to set them up with. It's not going to be a love connection with everybody, girl. Calm down. So the next scene, we see Whitney. She's at home in her kitchen and she's talking to her husband. She's telling Justin that she wants to do a girls trip. She would like a little getaway. And she is like, I want to do Vegas for 2 days with the girls. So Justin is like, okay, cool, sounds good. She sends out a mass text asking if the girls would like to do a weekend getaway in Vegas. And everybody is down for the most part. We then flash on over to Mary Cosby. And Mary is like, is Jen going? And they're like, yes, Jen is going on the trip. And so Mary is like, count me out. I love Vegas. We have a beautiful home in Vegas, but I would actually rather be on a plane filled with mice before I am in the same vicinity as Jen Shah. So then we see Meredith at home and she is like, okay, Vegas really isn't my scene, but I'm down. I'll go. Then she's on the phone with Lisa and Lisa's like, I'm on the fence about Vegas. Girl, I really don't know about this Vegas trip because I'm still pissed off at Whitney because Whitney has yet to apologize to me for all that mess that she started at Jen's husband's birthday party. So she's going on and on and on. And when I tell you, Lisa and Meredith's voices to me are like nails on a chalkboard. Like, shut up, please. So pretty much Lisa just keeps reiterating that she is unsure about attending the Vegas trip. Honestly, girl, go, don't go. I frankly don't care because you don't bring anything to this show whatsoever. But I digress. So we move on to the next scene. It is the big day of the girls' trip to Vegas. Everybody's at the airport minus Mary and Lisa. Whitney is annoyed because Lisa is actually already in Vegas for business. And Whitney is pissed because she's like, well, Lisa didn't even tell me that she was already going to be in Vegas. Like, I feel like she's trying to, I think she said crush me or make me feel little or small. And it was like, girl, you're reading too much into it. Lisa's pissed off at you. She doesn't want to talk to you. It's really not much deeper than that. Like, calm down, relax. The ladies finally land in Las Vegas and they are about to hop in one of the limos. And so they're like, well, we need a second limo because Jen brought like 10 pieces of luggage. Don't get me wrong, I overpack as well and I totally understand it. But 10 pieces of luggage for a 2-day trip is beyond excessive. Like, girl, stop. Like, Jen always just has to do the absolute most for no reason. Like, she just can't help herself. Anything to take the attention off of somebody else and bring it to her. Again, I digress. So they are in the limo and Whitney is trying to call Lisa. Lisa hits decline. It goes to voicemail. And then like 3 minutes later, Lisa calls up Meredith. And so Whitney is just pissed, okay? She is just really pressed at the fact that Lisa is not paying her any mind whatsoever. It's so funny to me when people get thirsty because somebody's ignoring them. I will beat you at your own game. I will never be pressed if somebody is ignoring me. Please believe it. I'll have you so twisted because I'll be ignoring you better than you think that you're ignoring me. Like, I would not be giving Lisa Barlow all of this time and attention. Like, girl, enough. Like, make amends with her when you see her, but all this extra stuff, trying to call her, and then she was trying to get Lisa's attention while Meredith was on the phone with her, like, hey Lisa, and it was like, girl, Lisa was paying you dust, and you sitting up there doing the most for her attention. Like, just stop. Like, it was giving really desperate, and I just need her to dial it back. They finally get to the hotel, and they are greeted by the concierge, and they're all handed a glass of champagne. So Whitney lets them know the itinerary for the day, and they are going to be doing luxury race car driving. I said, yes, I've been dying to do that as well, and I definitely plan on racing a Lamborghini the next time I'm in Vegas. But I digress. So Jen, being Jen, she throws a monkey wrench in the plans. She lets Whitney know that she has a surprise lined up for Miss Heather and that they will be doing that instead of race car driving. So you can tell that Heather's kind of like, wait, girl, what? I really want to go race car driving. And then Whitney's like, really? Like, I had this all planned out for all 5 of us. Like, now I'm going to be stuck just myself with Meredith and Lisa, and they're both annoyed with me. So, like, just great. So they all go up to their suites, and Heather and Whitney start talking, and Whitney's like, what the F? Like, did you know that Jen had some surprise for you? Heather's like, no, I had no idea. I'm actually kind of annoyed because I wanted to go race car driving as well, but you know how these ladies act around Jen. Heather is just so much of a people pleaser and has no backbone that, of course, it would have been way too hard to just stand up to Jen and just let her know, Jen, I actually don't want to do that. I want to go race car driving with everybody else. So then we see Meredith. She is, just unpacking, getting settled into her room. And Lisa shows up to her room. They start talking. Lisa lets Meredith know that she's been here for business. She's just been so busy. She's not really looking forward to seeing Whitney. But then she goes on to ask what the itinerary is for the day. Meredith tells her that they are going race car driving with luxury cars. And so Lisa's like, ooh, race car driving and a Ferrari, sign me up. So all the ladies head back down to the lobby. Whitney, Meredith, and Lisa head on into the car for race car driving, and Jen and Heather head off in the opposite direction for Heather's big surprise. So we see the big surprise, and it's Jen's personal shoppers with a cute little showroom. I think it was in one of the bars that was like closed out just for them. And it's, YSL shoes, and we see, Christian Louboutins and Fendi and Gucci, you name it. So then we also see some dresses, and they're trying some outfits on, the whole 9. I just want to know, how exclusive was this? Heather can go shopping on her own. There are 7 Louis Vuittons in Vegas. They have 3 or 4 Hermes stores. Half of the fun of being in Vegas is doing your luxury shopping at the stores. Crystal's Mall, Fashion Show Mall, too, all on the Strip. Like, I would not want to shop in a private little room in a hotel when I could go to the designer stores on the Strip. Second of all, Jen kept acting like she was doing Heather this big favor. Was Jen paying for all of this stuff for Heather? Like, girl, miss me with, oh my God, I'm such a good friend. I'm doing this all for Heather. But were you paying for Heather's goods? Like, girl, if you really big time and you really a baller, then you would have pulled an Anna Shea from Bling Empire, because Anna Shea flew her friend out to Paris and treated her to a diamond friendship ring from Boucheron. So let's stop. Don't act like because you have a private room with some Gucci, Christian Louboutins like you really did something. There's a Christian Louboutin, there's a Gucci, there's a YSL, there's a Fendi, there's a Prada, there's a Celine, all on the strip. Heather didn't need to be in this private back room with you to look at this stuff. She didn't need to do that, especially if you weren't even treating her. A surprise for my friend means that I'm treating my friend. Jen always finds a way to throw a wrench in the plans and to also like take the attention off of somebody else and put it back on her. Because that was nothing but like an attention getting thing to be like, oh, sorry, we're not going to be doing that activity with you guys. We're going to be doing something else. Like, this isn't your trip. This is Whitney's trip. Do that on your own trip, on your own time. I was really aggravated with Jen, and we're going to talk about that last scene in a few minutes, but she really just got on my nerves. And then when they were trying on the shoes and the dresses, when Heather told Jen to get up on the bar to start taking pictures, and then all of a sudden when Jen was, I don't know what she was trying to do, but she either was trying to jump down or do whatever, but she almost busted her head wide open. And I said, thank God Heather was sitting on the bar too, because she grabbed Jen's shirt. If she hadn't grabbed Jen's shirt, Jen would have busted her skull wide open and like had to have gone to the hospital. It was like, girl, can't you ever just stop doing the most for like 3 seconds? It reminded me of the episode when she was going around her office rollerblading and then hula hooping at the same time and she fell too. It was like, girl, why do you always have to be the one doing the absolute most and almost busting your ass and like severely injuring yourself? So then we see Whitney, Lisa, and Meredith. They're in the car on their way to the racetrack. It's a pretty tense car ride. Whitney's trying to make small talk. Lisa's not really trying to hear it. Meredith is quiet as a church mouse. And then we see at one point, Whitney's still talking, trying to get the morale up. And Lisa is like, okay, wait, hold on a second. I have a phone call to take. And then she's just on the phone. The car ride from hell is finally over. The ladies finally get to the racetrack, and the race car drivers are like, hey, ladies, welcome. We have Lamborghinis to choose from, Ferraris, Bentleys, you name it. Have you all ever done race car driving before? Lisa was talking so grand. Like, I thought that Lisa was in NASCAR the way she was talking and bragging about how well and how fast she drives, how much she loves race car driving. She was like, I drive a Porsche Panorama at home, so I know I'm going to kill it. So give me a Ferrari or something because I'm going to kill it. I'm really good at this. Did you know I'm really good? And I drive a Porsche Panorama in Utah. And it was like, girl, shut up, please. Baby, they get on that racetrack. I think Whitney had a Lamborghini. Meredith was also driving a Lamborghini too. And Lisa was driving a Ferrari. The way Lisa looked like a complete fool out on that racetrack, she was going the regular 60 miles an hour. Like, Meredith and Whitney were out lapping her. Like, they showed all their speeds. Whitney was going like 112 miles per hour. Meredith was going like 120 miles per hour. Like, they were killing it. Like, Lisa was literally eating their dust. You talked all that to be going slow as molasses. I was really cracking up. So they finish racing, and then we see Whitney letting them know that she's so happy that they came, and then she apologizes for all the mess that she caused. Meredith is like, I accept your apology. So Lisa's like, girl, just for the record, nobody speaks for me, okay? Mary Cosby does not speak for me. I speak for myself. So just let the record show. I have never said that. I am not afraid of Jen. I'm not afraid of nobody. Whitney's like, again, I'm so sorry. Next time I will go directly to the source. I will not go to third parties and then relay the message. I will just go straight to you if I have any questions, concerns, comments. The three of them hug it out and they are all cool. They're back on track. Lisa says that she forgives people very easily and that she's cool. So it's the last scene of the night and we see Heather and Jen again. They are still trying on the shoes and they're just talking and laughing. Heather thanks Jen for this surprise. Jen is like, oh, of course, anytime. And I was like, girl, of course, anytime. Again, are you treating Heather? The conversation is going just fine. And then all of a sudden, things take a hard left. Jen starts bringing up Whitney again and how Whitney pissed her off at her husband's party. So Heather is confused, like, girl, what? Like, what are we talking about again? Like, what made you bring this up? I thought we were past this. Where is this coming from, girl? Like, I'm just confused. And Heather, I was right there with you because I was just as confused too. So Jen is going on and on. She's like, Whitney's your friend, but you need to choose. And Whitney is making you look bad. And she's like, no, Whitney is going to make you look bad in front of all the other ladies. They're going to side-eye you too. So then Jen starts going on and on about how she wanted to bitch slap Whitney at the party. And so Heather's like, girl, again, what brought all this on? Like, I thought that you and Whitney were cool. I could have sworn that you made up and hugged and kissed each other at the hot tub last week. Like, what is bringing all this on? Jen is just making absolutely no sense. And Heather said it right when she said, it's like Jen doesn't really want friends. Jen wants a henchman. I'll take it a step further and say that Jen doesn't want friends. She wants fans and she wants yes men. Because it just seems like Jen just wants people to go along with whatever BS she's spewing and not ever question her or call her out and say, girl, you're not making any sense and you sound absolutely ridiculous. Jen, you sounded absolutely ridiculous bringing up this stuff once again after you had deaded the issue, after you had accepted Whitney's apology and y'all had kissed and made up. Once you accept somebody's apology, you can't bring it back up again. Baby, I know myself from the inside out. It takes a while for me to get over things when I feel that I've been slighted or wronged. I do not accept apologies right off the bat. I always tell the person, thank you for apologizing, but it's going to take me a minute to forgive you and to accept this apology. I always say that because I know that I'll be lying to you and myself if I say, I accept it, I forgive you, we can move on. No, because I already know myself. I know that I'm going to want to bring it up again and again and again.
There we go. Thank you. No. And you're going to always get it again and again and again because these bitches can't motherfucker get off.
And I have that right because I didn't accept your apology yet. I know. I need to work on it. Trust me, the Lord is still working on me. We all have our things, y'all. Okay, so don't judge me, but I digress. The same way Jen said that she forgave Mary with the whole hospital comment in the first few episodes and then brought it back up again and caused a scene. It's like, girl, I just don't understand why you keep bringing up regurgitated issues that were already put to bed. You look really thirsty and desperate for camera time and a storyline, bringing up stuff that was already put to rest. And your comment about bitch slapping Whitney and how Heather needs to have loyalty. Well, girl, did you not forget that Heather and Whitney are cousins? And they're actually really close as well. So I don't understand who you think Heather is going to side with. She's going to side with her cousin, not you, sis. Heather, I like you, but I'm going to need you to stop with all this nice girl, woe is me, people pleaser. I just can't stand up for myself. I don't like confrontation. I'm going to need you to dead that for season 2 because I'm so sick and tired of it. I'm so sick and tired of you letting Jen steamroll you and just say whatever she wants to. Is really getting on my nerves. Jen, the only reason why you act like this is because these other women aren't used to confrontation. They're not used to all that screaming and hollering and all that nonsense. They're not used to it. Jen, pull this mess with some other folks and they will get you together quick, fast, in a hurry. And you know that. That's why you try it with them. Because you would have been told off had you said you want to bitch slap somebody's cousin right in front of them. It seems like Jen is not content unless the moment is ruined. Because they were having a really nice time just chatting and having girl time, laughing, trying on shoes and clothes and whatever have you. And then all of a sudden you want to just spoil the whole mood, bringing up old stuff and screaming and yelling. I was done. Looking forward to these last 2 episodes. I'm just waiting for the reunion at this point. I'm like, okay, SLC, y'all kind of dragging it, but okay. Again, thank you all for watching my recap. You already know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.